Thank you, Samarth. And I must mention, when he delivered his speech, he was every bit himself with his humor intact, his cheeky sense of humor, so much so he actually reminded Miss Martin that he's been here longer than she has. And then he struck his favorite James Bond pose for ma'am to capture. So Samarth, there is no doubt, if gratitude expressed is a measure of how well children are brought up, Samarth Khanduri, you are a fine young man. Telling her story now is someone who took our breath away with her analogy and her poise. Ladies and gentlemen, Nikita Iga Reddy.
Good evening to one and all present today. Everyone here has their own book of life. So today, let me read out to you one chapter of my book titled Chess. Now, when I mention chess, people will think of the king, the queen, the pawns. But what if I ask you to imagine NMS as a chessboard with the teachers being the pawns and the students being the mere wooden blocks? Things start to tweak a little bit. So here I go. 2016 was the year I found myself standing on this chessboard called GEMS New Millennium School. I was like any other regular wooden chess piece, freshly imported from Singapore. It was new and foreign. I was new to the country, the culture, and the syllabus. I'm sure Pallavi ma'am remembers how I struggled with maths initially because CBSE maths doesn't use calculator. And it was bizarre knowing that students can solve trigonometry and quadratic equations without calculator. I'm sure the non-math students can relate to it. The older students might remember Manju ma'am. She was the teacher who welcomed me with warm heart, and she was a fine and extraordinary biology teacher. Sumi ma'am, Venisha ma'am, Vandana ma'am, and many other grade 9 teachers were also there by my side to help me get accustomed to the new change. A day never went by without Swastika ma'am writing an email to her parents. It's true that old habits die hard. These teachers stood in front of us as pawns, ready to take a step or two. Soon 2017 came, the year when we made many decisions, one of it being choosing our streams, commerce, science, and arts. It was also the year when I chose to be the head girl and as well to switch from Hindi to French, knowing that it was a daunting task. From knowing only bonjour to now being able to write a letter in French was all thanks to Kushbu ma'am. It was her encouragement and teaching skills that led me to get 98% in the grade 9 French examination boards. The days of grade 10 went by with either Blossom ma'am's cheerful inputs or Priyanka ma'am's savage comments. Now that all the students had found their positions on the chessboard, the game had begun in 2018. The pawns had made their moves, and it was us students to play the game. New obstacles came in the way, but we all progressed further with the support of our parents, teachers, and friends. The path was even more memorable with Prasad sir's sarcastic remarks, which never failed to set 12B into an uproar, or Soumya ma'am's legendary Scooty Vikramam mnemonic. It was Ramya ma'am's and Sumi ma'am's warm smile that made us feel at ease, and Ashok sir's PE lesson that made us love the Wednesdays. Days flew with Geetu ma'am's surprise tests, accompanied with Steven sir's quirky nature. Soon, 2019, the important year had come. It was a year full of ups and downs. There were times when I stood still fearing the future, but my class 12B cheered me on. Times when I broke down under pressure, but teachers like Edith ma'am, Soumya ma'am, and others were there to wipe my tears and hug me. Times which I cherished, such as the Winter Carnival, Diwali Dhamaka, the Sports Day, and much more. Just like in chess, one can't go back a move. Every student in NMS has progressed further. From being a wooden chess piece, every student has become into knights, rooks, and bishops because NMS has carved us into that. From being foreign to CBSE to now being able to showcase my talents, to become the head girl, the Sheikha Fatima Awardee, the CBSE Great and Topper, was all thanks to NMS. I thank my parents, my father, whose motto is never to be satisfied with what you achieve, and my mother to go through each day with a smile. I'd also like to extend my gratitude to the NMS support staff, my friends, my juniors, and the busmates, bus number 15. Thanks to NMS, this chapter has been filled with moments I'd like to underline, strike out, and highlight. It is so special that I have bookmarked it in my life. I'd also like to give my special thanks to Ms. Martin, Ms. Christine, Ms. Teresa, and to all the teachers for letting me be part of NMS' first graduating batch. It is a great honor indeed. Now that I've come to the end of my chapter, I'd like to sign off by saying to my fellow graduates, let us take every step carefully and proceed further into the real world of chess with the blessings of our parents, teachers, and peers. Wish you all the well. Thank you.
Thank you, Nikita. Perhaps for Nikita, words could not encapsulate how so well-rounded she is as a student. When she pitched on the 15th of January, her resume spoke of everything from dance to Trinity music exams, to playing basketball, to being the head girl, to being the recipient of the Sheikha Fatima Award. And most recently, she stunned us by a whooping 2,400 in her SATs. A score that deserves a round of applause. And I look at her and I think of the threshold she set for every girl who graduates from GEMS New Millennium School. So Nikita, the sky is the limit for you, and you're fabulous. Our head girl, Amisha, at her investiture, tweeted that this would be the most impactful year for the student leadership body. And most of you here will vouch that has been true. Ladies and gentlemen, inviting our head girl, Amisha Girish, on stage.
Good evening, parents, guests, teachers, and the incredibly intelligent students sitting in this room. Today is indeed a special occasion. The first 12th grade batch of NMS is graduating, and we are going global. In fact, we are its flag bearers. And it really is an honor to speak to you on this special occasion as the salutatorian. Today, the doors will open to another chapter of our lives. We are one step closer to our destiny, but it comes with a baggage that is bigger but not heavier. And it became bigger with the knowledge, wisdom, and cherishing memories of being together over here. These 2 years have been a journey that groomed us well to face further challenges, and it will fuel us when we fade further towards our destiny. The protocol states that the salutatorian has to thank everyone, so let me not break that protocol. First things first, my mother, who tirelessly motivated me in success and failure alike. Thanking her with words won't do justice, but Amma, thank you. My dad, who taught me how to be resilient and how to organize my time well. My brother Aditya, who unfortunately couldn't join us here, he finds pleasure in calling me a nerd for studying a week right before my exams. My little sister Badra, who again is not here, is always there for me to give me a hug when I have too much on my mind. Honestly, I'm incredibly grateful to have you all in my life. Moving further to teachers and mentors without whom I'd never be up here. From Shabana ma'am, who spent countless hours of hers in making chemistry understandable to us, to Susha ma'am, who's made topics such as electrostatics and physics bearable. From Prasad sir, who somehow managed to integrate integrals into our blood, to Edith ma'am, who's made us use our brains to write our own programs, and to Anne ma'am, whose connotations in class have made us wonder if the world is indeed a big rat trap. The intense faith that Ms. Christine has for this batch is admirable. The crazy conversations that I've had with Ms. Teresa will be my power to lead. The ambitions instilled by Mrs. Martin in all of us will guide us along. Mrs. Martin, you are a consistent source of inspiration and wisdom to all. Many others who deserve elaborate mentioning are Ashok sir, Geetu ma'am, Pallavi ma'am, Priyanka ma'am, Ramya ma'am, Soumya ma'am, Steven sir, Sumi ma'am, Swastika ma'am, and Zara ma'am, without whom none of us will be here. And last but not the least, the admin and the support staff. All of you were so great to us. I could serve the school as the head girl, as the Secretary General of NMSMUN, as the President of the Knowledge Hour, and as the sports captain only because of all of you. Personally, and on behalf of my parents, please accept our sincere appreciation. Moving on, a huge thank you to all my friends who've entered my life and stuck through in the past 2 years. You all know who you are and how much you've done for me. In the words of the self-proclaimed friendship expert and head prefect, Dia Rukhsana, the kind of friendship that we have over here makes me wish that school was a combination of 4 years, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th, and not just 11th and 12th. Dear friends, today is about us. Our batch will be remembered for having the most diverse set of students, from athletes, scuba divers, judokas, to artists and entrepreneurs. From debaters, politicians, gamers, and online streamers, to budding scientists, doctors, and engineers. We have excelled in all to the highest extent. We have experienced all sorts of challenges, and we have made it. We competed with each other at times, but at the end of the day, we cheered together. And so, let us use this occasion to promise our parents and our teachers that we will excel further and that we will never disappoint them. Friends, the road ahead of us is long. There will be obstacles, curves, various kinds of emotions which will blur our goal. And in times of doubt, we got to trust our gut instinct, our resilience, and take that leap of faith to be successful. And whatever happens, let us remain focused in our resolve, a resolve that makes the world a better place to live and let live. So to conclude, congratulations, class of 2020. May the pages of your lives be filled with volumes of success, happiness, and prosperity. The world is ready for us. Let's be ready as well. Thank you.
Amisha Girish embodies that motto that says, seize the day. In 2 years, she's shown us what aspiration, ambition, what hard work, and being a leader is. So, Amisha, you've inspired all of us to seize those opportunities. And I'd love the way you've encouraged everyone to make the most of what the school has to offer. Fly high, shine, Amisha. Our head boy, Mohammed Zayed, endeared us and continues to endear himself to us with just how genuine and authentic he is in everything he does. So ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the NMS head boy, Mohammed Zayed.
What may seem like the end might as well be a start to a new journey. A very good evening, ladies and gentlemen, especially to the graduating batch of GEMS New Millennium School. Here we all stand after 3 years of preschool, 4 years of junior, 4 years of middle, and 4 years of high. Guys, that's 15 years of schooling in the 17 years of life we have lived. Here we all stand in the moment we have all been waiting for, to throw our graduation caps up into the air, to capture that perfect moment, to store into our memory books. Here I stand in front of you as a salutatorian for boys, yes me, the same boy who was scared of the thought of holding a mic on top of a stage 2 years back is today your salutatorian. Well, that's how GEMS New Millennium School has shaped me. Miss Martin's constant support and her support for RCB, Miss Teresa's sweet smiles and her interesting stories, Miss Christine's life lessons, Miss Nafisa's loving attitude, and Mr. Preetham's helping hand. Though it may seem like I never paid heed to their words, I'm going to carry them for the rest of my lives. And also support RCB. From an ordinary shy boy to being the current head boy, my journey at NMS has been a wonderful one, a quite unique one in fact, and I'm pretty sure we all have our own stories to tell. These 2 years of my life have been two of the most special years for me, where I grew from a silly young boy to a young adult. So much fun, so many unforgettable memories, and so much mischief. I mean, how can I ever forget the way we all shouted Utsav in the corridors? Or how can I ever forget Miss Priyanka having experienced every paragraph in the psychology textbook? Or how can I ever forget Mr. Stevens' dad jokes? Also, fun fact, I'd seen Mr. Steven more than I saw my own father in grade 11. How can I ever forget the way Miss Geetu would scold us, only for us to go back to our friends the very next period? Or how can I ever forget the way Miss Swastika used to roast every student in class? I'm sorry, ma'am, my roasts are better though. How can I ever forget the laughter, the joy, the fun, and the innocent yet intentional mischiefs? But above all, how can I ever forget GEMS New Millennium School? A year from now, we'll all be scattered across the planet, some in touch, some having become strangers again. But today, as the first graduating batch of GEMS New Millennium School, we stand together and we will walk away together. But all jokes aside, what lies ahead of us is our future and all the people and experiences we are yet to encounter. Ahead of us is life. Thank you.
One last round of applause for our NMS valedictorians and salutatorians. On stage, please. Thank you indeed for your stories that you've shared. The proceedings go back to Miss Anne and Miss Swastika.
Thank you, Ms. Teresa. Can we have another round of huge applause for our valedictorians and salutatorians? We now move on to one of the most exciting events here at NMS, wherein we felicitate our class of 2020. We begin with grade 12A. 12A is one class that is characterized by students who are passionate about technology to the extent that you can see their class teacher confiscating their devices every now and then for being too engrossed in it. It is an ambitious class which has left no stone unturned to exhibit their skills in various events, be it organizing Knowledge Hour sessions to Teachers' Day, Science Fest to NMS FT and their class assembly. Their passion for anime is so infectious that even teachers like me are now hooked onto it. And how can we forget the jokes cracked in class and singing talents of some students? This is one class, I can say, which is intellectual in its own right, with potential CEOs, innovators, scientists, software engineers, musicians, artists, and the list is endless. With that,